Hello, good day to you with me, Andy and Andy Wright Travel. I got some news. I got my visa. Came within 3 days, so that's really good. If you watch the other video, you can see how I did it. I filled in the form online, e-visa. You pay via your credit card. £30 UK, and then you wait. This came obviously within a few days. Then what you do is you can either go back in to your account and print out the document, or you can do it on your phone if you have that chance. But personally, if you're in immigration in Thailand, I really wouldn't rely on my phone. You have to have a signal, you have to be able to connect into your account, and what happens if you can't? Well, quite simply, you don't get the visa, and they can refuse you. But obviously, if you have this visa, it's highly likely that you want it for a specific reason. Maybe that you've been twice in a year, that's from January to December. If you're only allowed 2 visa waivers for the UK, that's 30 days from UK, 15 from other countries, but 30 days from the UK. It used to be 45 up until March. They did that for the period of COVID, when they wanted to increase the numbers of tourists. But this, as they now finished, it's gone back to 30 days. So if you want 60 days, then the only way that you're going to do it is to get this proper visa. There are other reasons I want to get this visa, because I want to be able to do my driving license again. I want to be able to see about maybe another bank account, and they generally don't like visa waivers. I know people have done it, so they generally don't like visa waivers. After all, you should really be having a proper visa, i.e. maybe what we're going to talk about now, which is a retirement visa. Maybe you want to apply for that. Maybe you want to move to Thailand to retire. There are some new things to do with the retirement visa that you need to be aware of. 1 or 2 of these I wasn't aware of, because they're new, because they are new. Basically, what really annoys me about the whole world is there are selfish people out there who will just do whatever they like for themselves. They don't give a shit about anybody else. And there are people that have been doing retirement visas illegally. Put it that strongly. What they've been doing is getting help with the money that you have to have in your bank account. So the 800,000 baht is what you need. That's about £20,000, round about that. So you need to have in your bank around about £20,000 if you're going to retire. That has to stay in your bank account for the majority of the year. And you need to be able to prove that it's been in your bank account for that length of time. Now, what they've been doing in the past is these unscrupulous agencies have been giving the money in a bank account, obviously, giving the money to the client, and then when they've got the visa, they take the money back. It's not their money. It's the owner, it's the agency money. So this is fraud. Basically, that people have been getting visas illegally. So you and me, who have to do it properly, and we've got 800,000 in the bank, around about £20,000. We're doing it the proper way. Well, of course, it's gonna hit the fan, and it has. The Thai immigration found out about it, and they're not happy, so they've made it harder, and it only affects everybody else. So all these people that have done it illegally, yeah, you've just spoiled it for everybody else. Thank you very much. Well done. So, having said that, let's go through what you need. So you need to be 50 years old or older. You cannot retire Thailand, younger than that, you need to have 800,000 in the bank if you're going to retire. You need to have a bank account. You need to have a proper Thai bank account. You need to have one of those. I've got one of those with 800,000 in there for at least 6 months. It needs to be in there, and it needs to be. You need to go in there and get your bank statement printed out. You need to have. This is a new thing. You need to have a Thai phone number associated with your account. So if you're doing online banking, for example, or you're doing Bangkok Bank, where they notify you via text message. So you need to have a Thai phone number. The one thing that is totally different is the fact that you need to have a rent contract. You need to have a contract of hire for a property. So whether that's a condo or a house or whatever, you're going to have to prove that you have rented it for 12 months or more. The problem is that you're going to have to deal with the owner of the property that you're renting it from, if that's the case, because you need to have the full Thailand address. Trust me when I say Thailand addresses are not very simple. And certainly if they're in Thai, they're even worse. So you need to get it translated into English or whatever, or have both. But you need to have the full postal address. And in my house, it's got a number, so it's like 3/945, the road number, the area number, and then the province, and then the city, and then you'll have a postcode, and it will be a single number. In my case, it's 40,000 40,000. So that is the postal address that you will need in full. Now, the additional issue is that you need to have the ID card of the person that you're renting it from. So the owner of the property, the ID card, you can get a copy of that, and also the blue book for the house. And the blue book, obviously, they will have to complete, because you have to, if you're renting it, the requirement is that any foreigner is put into the blue book. In this case, the owner of the property that you're renting from, with your rent agreement, will do all that for you, providing, of course, that you can get them to understand what you're saying. Now, it's slightly different if you own the property. I say own the property. If you are a foreigner and you own the property, then you'll have to get your own method, which will be finding out how you can get the not the blue book but the yellow book, because the yellow book is for foreigners. It is quite tricky to get that. I have done a video on that on my channel, Thailand Tips. I think it's series 2, so I'll have a look at that. But there is a big problem. You know, it's not easy to do. Get the yellow book, or the blue book even. Blue book is for Thais, yellow is for foreigners. And of course, the ID card. If you own the property, then you're not going to have an ID card. Now, obviously, if the property is in your partner's name, your wife's name, or your partner, then of course you have no problem with that, because the ID card will be your wife or girlfriend or whatever, but they obviously are in charge of the property. So, because you wouldn't own it, you only own it if it's a condo or something like that, or you can do it another way through a company. So if you have a limited company, you can own the limited company can own the property. So it's all very complicated, but this isn't more like the new rules they've got to try and clamp down on these idiots that really spoil it for everybody else. Now, so what else do you need? Well, you need a passport it's got at least 12 months left, and you will need to have a passport with at least minimum 2 pages free. And essentially you'll need some photographs, so the proper passport photographs. I would recommend that you get 2 of those, and they have to be proper head and shoulders, ones that you would normally use for passports. basically you're going to do all that, fill it in, send it off, and apply. And then this can take up to 21 days, 21 to 28 days. Now there is a additional requirement that requires you to go back and put in there, go back to your bank and get some photocopies or originals of your bank statements to prove that you have that money in your account. This is like a double check, a double take. And once you send that off, or send those off, it will take another 7 days or so. So you're looking at over a month to apply or reapply, and it's basically the same for renewals as well as for new applications. Same thing, same criteria. If you are married, you can go for the married route. That's 400,000 baht. So it's that £10,000 roughly, not 20. But majority of people watching this will be probably looking at retirement. You probably don't want to get married to benefit from that. But if you are married, obviously, then it's slightly cheaper, and the criteria are slightly different. So retirement visa, very, very important. You get all this right. Now there are several agencies out there. In fact, there are many agencies out there that will be able to help you with that when you're there. So the agencies out there, the guy that I know called Ryan, he will be willing to help you with any of this sort of problem. Ryan Corey, I think he's based in Second Road on John Thiem. He can do other things as well. He can help you with any sort of situation, any license, driving licenses, bank accounts, visas. He can advise you on any sort of legal thing that's going on and you need to help with. So I would recommend Ryan. Drop me a message down below and I'll put you in touch with him. Certainly he helped me. What I would say is that when you agree a price with him, that you pay that price, because it's only fair that he's done the work. He did some documents for me and I paid him. But he was quite shocked. He said to me, well, you're the first person for a long time that's actually paid me what we agreed. And I was quite shocked by that. I thought, well, if you agree to have a service and you don't pay, well, that's not right, is it? Anyway, whatever. So that is the situation with the retirement visa. If you're interested, it is a minefield, and obviously it has been spoilt by the idiots out there who don't give a shit about anybody. Yeah, so there we go. That's it. Any questions, comments down below. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you again very soon. Bye for now.